Scott Bakula's Enterprise casting revived a Star Trek trend that continues today. When Star Trek Enterprise debuted in 2001, one of its biggest talking points wasn't the prequel timeline or the redesigned Starfleet uniforms. It was its leading man. Scott Bakula, already a beloved television icon from Quantum Leap, brought instant credibility, charisma, and mainstream appeal to Enterprise. His casting as Captain Jonathan Archer didn't just give the franchise a recognizable face at a time when Star Trek needed one. It revived a long-standing Star Trek tradition that continues in modern Trek to this day, casting accomplished TV stars with loyal fan followings to anchor ambitious new series. Bakula's arrival in the Star Trek universe came at a pivotal time. The late 1990s saw Star Trek transitioning from the Next Generation era boom to a more uncertain landscape. With Voyager ending and the Next Generation films struggling to maintain momentum, Star Trek needed to reassert itself as a cultural force. Enter Bakula, who had already become a household name for his portrayal of time-traveling scientist Dr. Sam Beckett in Quantum Leap. His wholesome yet adventurous screen persona made him an ideal fit for the early days of Starfleet, capturing the spirit of exploration that Star Trek was built on. But beyond his performance, Bakula's casting reignited a strategic tradition that had defined Star Trek since the 1960s, leading with a star who could bridge science fiction fans and mainstream viewers. The tradition of Star Trek's charismatic leads. From the beginning, Star Trek's success hinged on casting. Gene Roddenberry's original Star Trek wasn't just a groundbreaking sci-fi series. It was a vehicle for strong, charismatic leads. William Shatner's Captain James T. Kirk became a pop culture legend, partly because Shatner was already a recognizable face from television and stage work. His confident, Shakespearean delivery lent Star Trek a sense of theatricality that made it stand out from other mid-century TV fare. Decades later, Star Trek: The Next Generation repeated this formula with Patrick Stewart. Before joining the franchise, Stewart was an acclaimed stage actor with the Royal Shakespeare Company. Casting a British theater veteran as a starship captain might have seemed risky, but Stewart's gravitas elevated Star Trek into prestige television territory. Similarly, Avery Brooks brought intensity and depth to Star Trek Deep Space Nine thanks to his acclaimed work in Spencer for Hire and his powerful screen presence. By the time Enterprise came around, this casting pattern had faded somewhat. Kate Mulgrew, while respected, wasn't a household name before Voyager, and the franchise's spin-offs increasingly relied on ensemble casts rather than singular leading stars. Bakula changed that. Bakula's star power reignited Star Trek's identity. When Enterprise premiered, Bakula's involvement gave the series a marketing hook. Promos emphasized his Quantum Leap legacy, highlighting the actor's charm and relatability. His character, Captain Archer, embodied early Starfleet's spirit of trial and error, a man who was both flawed and idealistic, venturing into space before the Prime Directive even existed. Bakula's performance captured that delicate balance between curiosity and conviction. He wasn't the flawless leader that Jean-Luc Picard was, nor the maverick swashbuckler like Kirk. Archer was somewhere in between, a man learning what it meant to be a captain in uncharted territory. That human vulnerability made Enterprise distinct and relatable, especially for viewers who had grown up watching Bakula's earnest heroism in Quantum Leap. Critically, Bakula's casting also reconnected Star Trek to mainstream audiences outside the core fandom. It reminded television viewers that Star Trek wasn't just for die-hard sci-fi fans. It could still offer accessible, character-driven storytelling led by familiar faces. The legacy. Modern Trek keeps the tradition alive. 2 decades later, the impact of Bakula's casting can still be seen in every modern Star Trek project. The franchise has continued to prioritize recognizable and accomplished leads who bring both acting pedigree and cross-genre appeal. When Star Trek Discovery launched in 2017, Sonequa Martin Green, already known to millions from The Walking Dead, became the face of the new Trek era. Like Bakula, she was a proven TV actor with charisma, emotional range, and genre experience. Her casting echoed Bakula's in both timing and intent, to give Star Trek a strong, familiar presence at the center of a bold new chapter. Similarly, Star Trek Picard brought back Patrick Stewart, the ultimate Trek star, while Strange New Worlds cast Anson Mount, a veteran of Hell on Wheels, as Captain Christopher Pike. Mount's confident leadership style and natural screen magnetism draw clear parallels to Bakula's approach. In Star Trek Section 31, set to feature Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh, takes this pattern even further, anchoring the franchise in high-caliber, fan-favorite talent. Even outside television, Star Trek's film reboots under J.J. Abrams followed this same philosophy. Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and Zoe Saldana were all recognizable, rising stars when they joined the 2009 Star Trek film, ensuring the reboot had instant cross-generational appeal. Why it still matters.